Welcome to our Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really fascinating question from historian Yuval Noah Harari. It's a question that gets to the heart of humanity's biggest contradiction and what it all means for our future with AI.
I mean, just think about it for a second. It's a wild paradox, right? As a species, we can split the atom, we've walked on the moon, and yet at the same time, we're pushing our planet's ecosystem to the absolute brink. And, as Harari points out, we're building artificial intelligence that could, potentially enslave us. So, how can we be both of those things at once? So smart and yet so incredibly stupid?
So where does this self-destructive streak come from? For a long time, people just assumed it was some kind of basic flaw in human nature. But Harari's argument is different. He says the problem isn't in our DNA, it's in our data. His point is that even good, smart people will make absolutely disastrous decisions if they're constantly fed bad information.
Okay, so to really get how this whole information problem works, we need to look at the two different kinds of reality that really shape our world. You've got the objective world of facts, and then you've got the world of stories that we all build together.
Objective reality, well, that's built on cold, hard physical facts. To build an atom bomb, you absolutely have to understand E equals mc squared. But that equation on its own isn't going to convince millions of people to work together on a project that huge. For that, you need something else entirely, a shared story.
And it's these shared stories that are the real engine of mass cooperation. Things like money, corporations, even nations, they don't physically exist in the world. A dollar bill is, let's be honest, just a piece of paper. It has no real value on its own. But because we all believe in the story of its value, that little piece of paper powers our entire global economy. It's incredible.
For pretty much all of human history, we were the only storytellers on the planet. We were living inside this cultural bubble that we built entirely from our own imaginations. But here's the thing. Our monopoly on storytelling is coming to an end. There's a new author in town.
Harari has this really interesting idea. He says we should stop thinking of AI as artificial intelligence and start seeing it as alien intelligence. You see, the word artificial kind of implies something we made, something we can control. But alien, that word really captures the truth of the situation. We can no longer predict what it's going to come up with.
And this evolution is just key to understanding the whole thing. Let's think about it with coffee. Simple automation is just a tool. It follows our orders. Then you have learning AI, which can see what you've done before and anticipate what you want. But alien AI? That's a whole other level. It can create something totally new, a concept a human might never have even dreamed of.
And this isn't just some sci-fi theory. It's already happened. When the AI AlphaGo played the world champion of the ancient game Go, it didn't just win, it won using strategies that were completely alien to humans. For over 2,000 years, millions and millions of human minds had been playing on one tiny little island of possibility. And in just a short amount of time, AI discovered entire new continents. So, this alien intelligence isn't just another cool gadget. It's a fundamentally new kind of information technology, a new way of creating and spreading stories. And if you look at history, whenever one of these shows up, it completely rewrites the rules of society.
I mean, think about the huge information revolutions of the past. The invention of writing, that made things like private property and empires even possible. Thousands of years later, mass media, radio, television, they paved the way for both mass democracy and mass totalitarianism. And now with AI, we're standing right at the dawn of the next massive transformation. And the result? Well, that's a big question mark.
But here's the thing. AI is fundamentally different from all the technologies that came before it. It creates inorganic networks. You see, human, organic networks, they have a rhythm. We work, we rest, we sleep. There's a natural limit to how much we can be watched. But inorganic AI networks, they are always on, 24/7. They never rest. And that threatens to completely wipe out privacy and push us into this nonstop cycle that is just really destructive for organic beings, like us.
And this new reality could give a terrifying advantage to certain ways of organizing society. Totalitarian regimes, which are all about centralizing information, could use AI to monitor and control people with an efficiency that's literally superhuman. And at the same time, in democracies that depend on public conversation, well, AI could just hijack that entire conversation, drowning out human voices and making it impossible for us to connect with each other.
So we're facing this totally unprecedented challenge from an alien, inorganic intelligence. The big question is, how in the world do we navigate this future? What's our defense?
Well, according to Harari, we can't possibly predict every single danger that AI is going to throw at us. It's just not possible. So instead, our best defense is to build and strengthen human institutions that have strong self-correcting mechanisms. These are systems designed to find and fix their own mistakes, like democratic elections that let us vote out a bad government, or the scientific method, which is literally built to constantly challenge and correct itself.
So that's the big picture plan for society. Build robust, self-correcting institutions. But what about us, as individuals? Harari says our personal responsibility really starts with understanding what information actually is.
We really have to reject this idea that more information is always better, that more information automatically equals more truth. It just doesn't work that way. In fact, truth is a very rare and very expensive type of information. It takes research, it takes evidence, it takes investment. Fiction, on the other hand, it's cheap, it's super easy to produce, and without a real dedicated effort to find and fund the truth, it is always going to be drowned out by a flood of junk.
And this brings us to what is maybe the most important takeaway of all. If information is basically food for the mind, then we need to start treating it that way. We have to become just as careful about our information diet as we are about our physical diet.
By consciously choosing what information we consume, we can push back against all the junk data that's designed to make us afraid and angry. Because at the end of the day, a sick society is really just the result of millions of unhealthy minds. So the ultimate question isn't what AI is going to create, it's what kind of human you will choose to be in the world that AI is creating.